Good morning. Mr. Chad, can hear me? Uh,
Good morning. Hi, Chad. Good morning. Hi, Chad. Hi, good morning.
Are you guys talking?
Hi,
Yes,
good morning, Chad.
morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you? Sorry, I didn't realize I had my speakers on mute. You guys all set to go?
So
Okay.
we'll start. Okay. We are the student from the Curtin University of Singapore. It's our good honor to interview about the school course. Our interview is divided into 4 parts. First one, I will ask you about the life experience. Second one, Chao Chao will ask you about the motivation for starting a business. Third one, Jing Dan will ask you about the evaluation of entrepreneurship. Last one, Jiaxiong will ask you about the factor that lead to success in starting a business and your next decision-making plan and suggestion for starting a business. Next one, so next we will start the interview. It's okay?
Yes, sounds good.
Okay. What was your experience as a supervisor before starting your business?
So I was quite young, not as old as I am now.
Huh?
Uh, but yeah, so I it was shortly after high school. I was working I managed the warehouse at a local drugstore, like a Walmart or CVS. And yeah, so I didn't have a whole lot of experience. So I managed the department, but it's only because I was the only person that worked in the department.
Uh, did you have any role models when growing up?
So I wasn't huge into sports, and I know most kids find their role models in sports. I actually was very into like movies and like pop culture. So I would say probably when I was younger, it sounds silly, but I always looked up to James Bond. You guys know who James Bond is?
Then did you do entrepreneurial things as your youngs? When you were
Um,
children or teenager?
I as a child, I think you do like the normal stuff, right? Like set up here it's common for kids to set up things like a lemonade stand, or maybe go door to door and sell candy or beef jerky and things like that. So I did all that, but I think it was pretty normal. One thing I did, I guess that probably stood out was that I used to always take apart my toys or shoes or anything I had to kind of figure out how everything worked.
Okay. When did you know you wanted to be a entrepreneur?
Um, just probably right after I had my first manager and realized I'd rather not have to work for other people.
So did you have parents or did your parents well entrepreneurial?
Yeah, my mom just worked a kind of a normal job. My dad did run a couple of businesses as I was young, like did masonry, and it's kind of labor related businesses.
Okay, so we'll go to the next part.
Okay.
Sorry, which moment?
Hi, Chad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. My name is Qiao Qiao. I'm going to continue this part. The part you need to answer the 5 questions. Did you read to a business plan?
For For my kind of most successful business and longest term business lasted about 20 years. I did not. It was just
Oh,
kind of one thing fell into another. For my current business, which is more of a much smaller business that I started after I sold my more successful business, I did write a business plan for this one.
okay. We start the winter.
One more time.
Oh, what was the primary motivation of start a business?
Um, I think money was probably a big factor, right? You want to generate income more so than what you can just get paid based on how many hours you're working at a place. So I think that was the number one motivation. I mean, and then coupled with not liking working for other people.
Okay. What start of the reasons did you have when your start the winter?
Um, uh, I think mostly it was the internet was just a great resource. It was new. It was newer at the time. The company was internet based, and so I guess that coupled with I did have some training in IT. After high school, I went to get some certifications for Microsoft and things like that. That did help understand technology.
Mhm. Um, what was your rest or to orientation the when you start the intro?
Um, so like, did you say what was my motivation? I'm sorry.
Okay. What start of the your studying business?
Mhm.
Mm, what's the longest time you're working continuously?
Oh, so that's a good question. Um, are we counting sleep? Because I guess you work days and days on end. But I guess the longest like without stop would probably be like probably 36 hours. Had some problems in one of our data centers, and I ended up having to stay there with the servers for a day and a half.
Okay. Use the just continue the next part.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Chart.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. My name is Cui Jingdan. Let me ask you some questions about the changes and the challenges you face when developing your business venture.
Okay.
First question, how have your goals and venues changed since starting the venture?
Things have changed a lot. A lot of time has passed. I have children, I have young children now, that weren't even a thought when I first started the business. Um, so yeah, I think time changed my goals and values more than the business itself did.
Oh, okay. Did your risk orientation change as the venture grew?
Yeah, I think so. As the company grows, as you have more employees, you have a lot of more people relying on you and the income that's coming from the company. Um, so yeah, I think the appetite for risk reduces as time goes on, as you seek like more stability.
Oh, well. Did your need for control change as the venture grew?
In different areas, yes. From like a managerial standpoint, not so much, but from like a financial controls to be in place became much more important as the business grew.
Okay. Did the typical work week change as the venture grew in terms of how much time the venture required and how you allocated your time?
Yeah. So again, it was a long period of time. So, going from a small group to a large group, I mean, it obviously when you have more reliable people working um, at the company that you can rely on to get things done properly. I mean, it allows you to kind of enjoy the benefits of, running the company and but also the things that you do change, like if, starting the company at the beginning, you're working on technology. You're building servers, you're, working on SEO or driving traffic to websites. And in the end, I just kind of spent a lot of time more so talking with lawyers and planning for taxes. So yeah, most definitely, my allocation of work changed quite a bit.
Oh, okay. What key mistakes did you make along the way? What were some of the key lessons learned? What was your greatest moment and your worst moment?
Hmm. Um, some of the simple mistakes were things like hiring friends. Um, and it was hard to manage people that you knew outside of work. Um, so I guess that would be a pretty key lesson to take away, which is to just there's so many people out there, there's so many great resources to find good employees so I would do my best in the future not to hire like family and friends. Um, Greatest moment. Um, it was probably the first month where we processed $1 million in billing. It was pretty big moment for me and my family. Um, and the worst moment, I'd say it's when I found out someone that worked for me for a long time had been taking advantage of the company.
Okay, thank you for your answer. My question for this part is over.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you just fine. How are you?
Okay, sorry, my Zoom may not be able to enter the meeting. Maybe it's network reasons.
It's okay.
So I can only ask questions by calling my team members.
No
Okay.
problem. I understand. I
For
can
this
hear you
part,
just fine.
I prepared 5 questions. The first is, who do you think will help you the most on the way to start a business and help you succeed in your business to the greatest extent?
I think the amount of time and effort that you have to put into starting a new business, it's pretty extreme. So I think the best help that you can have is to have a good support structure. Whether if you're young and your support structure is home with your parents, or if you're married, having a spouse um, that is really has the same vision as you for what you're working on. Because if you don't, you could find yourself getting pulled in two directions, and it's best if you have support for the goals that you've set for yourself.
Okay. The second question is, what do you think are the key factors for the success of the entrepreneurship?
All right, we can talk about this for a long time. I think they'd like to just narrow it down to a couple, like what I think are key, like you said, the key factors. Like just the hard work that goes into it. So it's about, I guess, not getting discouraged when things don't go the way that you expect them to. Things are going to go wrong. So it's about learning from your process, and just sticking to it. I mean, if you have something that you do believe is going to work, you just really got to stick to it and not let anyone detract you from your goals.
Okay, the third question is, what are your plans for the future development of the company?
So the company I've been talking about, I sold the company about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right during COVID. So the development of that company is now, with another larger firm in Canada, and they continue to grow it. I do have a small business that I've started with a friend here. And my plans for that, I mean, well, I'm going to keep it at a much smaller scale than my last business. The plans are to just kind of grow. We need to grow still, but I want to grow it in stages that are just kind of manageable, and not to ever get overwhelmed with the business.
Okay, next question is, if everything starts again, will you still choose to start a business?
I think I think yes, be only because it's provided things in life that I don't that I could have attained otherwise. But if you look at all the challenges that you face, and you kind of condense 20 years of challenges into one one image, and you see like all the struggle, it is a little bit daunting to look at and think about going through it all again. But I think the good outweighs the bad, for my story at least. So yeah, I would do it again.
Okay. The next question is, according to your entrepreneurial experience, what advice do you have for some students who are about to start a business, maybe such as industrial decisions, and some methods and so on? You can give some experience for students. Yeah.
So one thing is to really just the work that you do up front is going to be extremely valuable. So if you're looking into an industry, it needs to be, you need to do a real deep dive into researching what all the intricacies of an industry. Are they long term? Are they short term industries? Are they stuff that's going to be affected by global politics? Does that, if that's the answer is yes or no, does that affect your decision? Right. What you don't want to do is spend a lot of time working toward a goal, and once you get there, realize it's not what you thought it was, or that you're in the completely wrong industry. So I think that's it. It's about choosing the right fit for that matches what your goals are, and then to put a huge amount of effort into researching it before you make a final decision.
Okay, and I have some basic questions. For example, in how to start a business at a low cost.
So low cost of entry is really just going to be like the type of business you start. I mean, you cannot start even something as simple. Say you want to open a pizza here, Southern California, pizza extremely popular, right? Everyone loves pizza. Sounds easy enough. You could start a pizza parlor. Even that, I mean, you need a couple $100,000 to buy the equipment, and so when you're looking at low cost of entry, it's really industry specific, and which is why I think everyone turns online, because I think if you have a great idea, you can find online businesses that have fairly low cost of entry. My last business venture was in web hosting. Really all you needed was, a good internet connection, a couple servers, and a little bit of know-how on web servers and email. So I think that comes back a little bit into the research part, which is what goals you have, I guess, in that same thread, what resources you have to start a business, and then based on the research you're doing on your industry, whether those align. If you need a business that you can start for under $50,000 over 2 years, then you probably know automatically you're not looking at anything that has a storefront or any type of retail space where customers are coming in, because that type of dollar amount's just not realistic. So I think that's it. It's about aligning your resources with the goals.
Okay, and what are the conditions for starting a business? We need some friend or some money for conditions to starting a business.
Having connections is huge. Most definitely, if you do have connections in any industry, or where you can work with someone, or just gain some knowledge from someone outside of school, like real knowledge, that's extremely valuable. But yeah, I mean, money is an absolute must. I mean, even if you're not going to generate income or use the money to pay for, resources that you need for the business, you also need money to survive, right? So to start a business, you absolutely going to need some kind of financial help.
Okay, my question is over, and my group members have some questions. A little.
I just mentioned that you are very young. Can I ask you about the
Maybe it's 2 or 3 questions for you.
to start your own business? Why did you think of starting a internet company?
So this was back in like 2000, and I had graduated high school the same year, and it was just, for us, it was like everything started turning to the internet. I started communicating with my friends through the internet. We started playing games through the internet. Life in general was moving to the internet. You could log into your bank account and move money around on the internet, like things that were new. And so it was just kind of seemed like the new frontier, and something,
Okay. So your company face any difficulties now? How you going to solve this difficult?
Any difficulties right now? So I guess I'll switch to more of like my current business now. My current business is very small. It's just me and a business partner. And a lot of our problems are related to, we run a retail space now. So a lot of any problems that we have are more related to like economic changes. If the economy's not doing well, it greatly affects, I mean, how much people are going to come spend leisurely money. And so that's something that we're trying to understand is how we can, recognize if those times are coming, and what we can do to supplement any revenue when we're experiencing those downturns.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, that's all our interview. Thank you for taking the time to attend the interview of our group. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure
Thank
meeting you
you.
guys.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Have a great day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Chad.
Bye.
Bye bye.